Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and today I'm using the Anna K Tarot, and this reading will be for Sunday, April 4th, 2021. But as always, I'm looking for a spiritual message to help us heal our souls. Okay, so yay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, no reversals today. Well, that's a first. So with the Wheel of Fortune being the theme in the center here, you can see they're playful. They're risking life. They are moving forward. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But it's one of those cards that is it's all about turning points. It has to do with, it's usually called like a fate or a destiny card, but I always feel like, we are fated to experience some things in our lives based on our past karma, but why can't we just use our free will and change it up? As much as we can as we evolve, right? So I tend to not put a whole lot of, I don't give a whole lot of credence to like something's just destined, because you can always make your own, you can exercise your free will and make changes in your own life. And that's especially the case when we've been disappointed. Let me bring the card up so you can see the image. I mean, it's raining, it's, he's grieving. You can see that everything's been broken. Maybe there's been a bit of a war or something like that. But we have to look. There's still a cup up here. There's still 3 cups here. The light's out here. If he could just let it go and turn around and step through that gateway, then there's a whole brand new life. So when the 5 of Cups comes in for any of us, it has to do with grieving. It's sometimes where we have felt unloved, and sometimes we've just been very, very disappointed, and to say the least. It can be a card of loneliness too, but we can always make a new choice to go in the direction that we want to go. And that's especially, this card here is there's nothing alone about this card. With the 10 of Pentacles, we're in that realm of having a good, happy family life. You can see the image on the card. I mean, there's the baby even in the middle. There's the grandparents. There's 3 generations here. So I think the spiritual message, this might end up being the shortest reading I've ever done. It's what happens when you don't have reversals. I think the spiritual message here is that no matter what grief we've have had to have gone through, we can always turn the wheel of fate in our direction and create stability. We can create that place where we have everything that we need and beyond. This is a card of, wealth. So that leads me into thinking, well, what about those times where we thought we made a mistake? And what if we experienced the mistake that we made? If it was a mistake. I don't really believe in mistakes. I think they're all just learning lessons. I think we're all here on the planet in Earth school, and it's all about learning and learning and learning. And all we're learning really is how to love ourselves and love others. I mean, of course, we can't really love others until we learn how to love ourselves. So that's what opens it up to the generational, abundance. And then also, when there has been regret, if this has been like a regretful situation, Well, if it came, usually when we're regretful, it's because we've gone through and maybe made some mistakes as we've been experiencing our beliefs from the past. And those usually do come from family. But as you go into the place of the buck stops here, like for instance, I grew up in a family that spanked, and I always knew that it was wrong. So I decided I'm never going to spank my kids, and I never did. And the buck stopped there with me. And then also, getting out of the dependency dynamics, and extricating myself from, being an adult child of alcoholics, and or at least one alcoholic. I think my dad was more of a workaholic. He wasn't an alcoholic, he was a workaholic. So I had the alcoholic workaholic, and then, of course, because I didn't heal those issues before I got married, I married one. And then, because we always marry our parents unless we've healed the issues first. It's just the way it works, and it's okay. We either marry them or we partner up with them and somehow. And I did it business, and I did it both ways. So I was always like the caretaker and the one going the extra mile. But my ex did work his butt off. He was, he was both, like I said, the workaholic alcoholic. He worked hard and partied hard until, well, even after I divorced him. So again, the buck stopped with me. I stopped those dependency dynamics, and shifted, that paradigm in my life. And I think I mirrored to my dad, what he could have done. But then again, he was much older and grew up during a time when people don't get divorced. Not religious at all, but it just was a time when they didn't. And having 3 kids, I think he probably just didn't even think of divorce. And in those days, there were no rehab clinics. There was no, I think maybe the Betty Ford Clinic came in, but not very many people knew about it. So anyway, so that's my story. That was my history. But yeah, you can change regrets. This is a card of change. You can change the past that was full of regrets, and you can create absolute stability moving forward in life. So let me use, actually, now let's use this little deck. I forget that, well, wait, hold on, I have the box somewhere here. Do I? No, I don't have the box, but I have the book. Boxes take up so much room. It's this little deck, Wisdom of the Oracle. Collette Baron-Reid. But I have to confess that, and you can read reversals in this deck too. I have to confess that, let's just do it this way. 1, 2, 3. I have to confess that I trimmed the deck down, so if you buy it, I think I remember it shuffling right. I didn't have to use like any fanning powder or anything, which I refuse to do nowadays. But I did trim it down to make them small, because they were big. They were really big. Okay, so what do we have? Well, that's interesting. It does go together. Let me see if I can fit. I don't know if I can. Not without moving the camera up. I don't even know if it would work this way, actually. Yeah, why not? Okay, so time to go. Now this card is straight up. Time to go. So this would be moving forward on your path. That certainly goes with the Wheel of Fortune. Absolutely. You make your own path. You create your own reality by moving forward in the direction that you choose to go. You turn your own wheel of fate. Coming to the edge. Yeah. Well, I feel like there's an image here about you're on a precipice, And if you follow, look at all the little hearts. If you follow the love, just follow the love. Follow your heart. I mean, I remember that's what I have always tried to do. If you follow your heart, I don't think you will have regrets. So there's that. And then here, to be fair. Well, to be fair is reversed. So I think when this card comes through reverse, or at least the message I'm getting right now. Oh, that's kind of funny. She's got a fortune cookie on one of the scales. I don't know what's on the other one. But anyhow, I feel like the message, the little owl on her head, so there's the wisdom. So balancing out our soul substance is the deal. So sometimes we're caught up with the Ten of Pentacles and the family. We're caught up in that stable place that we're afraid to break through. But when it comes to balancing out our soul substance, that's the task. So you don't have to worry about being fair. You have to don't worry at all. Just think of what's right for you. Because we each have our own individual, life plan, and nobody else can tell us what that is. Only we know what that is. So don't worry about if it's not fair. You have to. If you have to go, you have to go. Because this card here is time to go. If you have to move on, you have to move on. So, okay, well, that's all I've got for today. Thanks, you guys. I hope you've had a great weekend and you're still having a great weekend. I always upload these early, so you'll get it on Saturday. So, yeah, happy weekend. And yay, it's spring and we're moving into Easter. Yay! Okay, take care. Bye.